We featured our flowers already, but now we're going to help you out just in the hot summer months. So, you know, when you have a vehicle, and it could be a car or an SUV, it could be a truck, whatever. When you go into the store, whatever you do you know that vehicle can heat up an extra 30 to 40 degrees while you're not in there? And what the Brella Shade does, and it's an amazing product, I don't mean hundreds of thousands that we have sold, it's basically designed off an umbrella. It pops open and it closes. There's no folding, there's no flipping. It has a reflective silver side on one side, which casts away and kind of throws the light into another direction. And then on the inside of it, it's got just a nice color, and that is what will be showing on the outside if you look into the car. I have it available, and I've got colors in the tan, in the black, in the blue, and in the red. It will fit any size vehicle. So whether it's a truck or an SUV or a compact car, doesn't matter, because these flaps are adjustable, okay? It pops open just like an umbrella. Guys, don't climb into a car that's 120 degrees. Climb into a car that's 70 or 80 or 90 degrees, because you will thank yourself in the long run. I got Lou Caputo, my buddy over here.
What's
hey,
up, buddy? How are you, man?
What a day, right?
It's beautiful.
And luckily, we have a big shade that we just installed over us. Otherwise, we would be roasting in the sun.
It would be toasty.
I wish I invented this. It's one of the smartest things. You know, I lived in Arizona.
Yep.
And we had the flippy ones.
Yeah.
Never could store them. They never went back to their original shape.
Ever will.
Never would fit under the seat.
Nope. And that's why people don't use them, though. See, that's the thing. I always tell people, listen, this is going to be, the Brella Shade is going to be the best sunshade you've ever used. Why? Because it's the one you actually will use. You know, most of them, you got to set them up, and they're hard to get into the windshield, and then they're harder to fold up and put away when you get to where you're going to be going, or you're getting ready to drive. With the Brella Shade, it works just like an umbrella. So if you've ever used an umbrella, that's what you're doing here. So there's a little string down here with a ring on the end of it, right? To open the Brella Shade, you just put this up, hold it up by your windshield, and just give that string a pull.
Boom.
And it literally just locks into place that easily. When you get to where you're going, you press the button, and it just folds down like that. And that's why you're gonna use it, guys, because it's easy to do. Now, for the people at home looking at this going like, that thing looks pretty darn big. It is, it's 57 inches across, but here's the cool thing. It has a fiberglass frame on the back of it, so it is made so that it will flex, it will bend. You can get that into smaller windshields. So, for instance, I have a full-size pickup truck, right? Big windshield on that. It fits that fine. My wife Kelly has a Jeep Wrangler, so it's a smaller, much smaller windshield.
Right.
It fits that as well, and that's the thing about this. Now, this shot is awesome because what you're seeing right there, that silver coating on this is not like some of them where it's like aluminum foil. You know what I mean?
It's cheap.
It's cheap.
You mean like
that guy right there, which is aluminum foil.
How many of you have bought this? Here, I'll stand over here so you can see.
Are you going to sunbathe? Because that's what that's great for.
Yeah, bring it to the beach, I guess, and then put your head in the little loop at the end.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's not easy to fold back, although I did a pretty good job there.
No, you
it's
did,
not
but
that
how
easy.
much time?
Where am I going to put that?
Yeah.
It's not going to go under the seat.
No, back seat on the floor.
Goes in the back seat.
And then when you get in the car, you're reaching around to go grab that. With the Brella Shade, again, you saw how Guy had to fold that up. Look what I do. I give that a pull, it goes into place. I press the button, it compacts down. I gather it. Now I'm sticking this in the cubby on the side of my door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm putting this in the center console. It's so easy to do. You got the dangerous ones now.
All right, I'll step over here
He's got
as well.
the dangerous
Because
ones.
this one explodes when you open it up.
I've had that happen in the car.
How many of you, what camera am I on, 2? Or I can't see because I
got
my glasses on. I
Camera
can't
3,
see.
guy.
How many of you have this? It's okay. I listen. This was not a bad idea when it came out because they're like, and it folds easily.
It was better than what they had.
So I love how it pops open.
Yeah.
Now this is a 2-pack.
Hang on, there's 2 of them here, guy.
So if you get, you may have the one that has 1, which is even harder to fold up. I'll just give you one.
Yep.
And then you're trying to refold this, and you're trying to get it,
and
you're in your car, and it's getting hot, and it's all right. Eventually, all right, I was able to do it. How much easier is that?
Yeah.
It pops open.
Let me
and closes.
Let me just real quick show the comparison, okay? So watch this. Now, I got the end of it here. Now, we're ready. Here's open. Watch how I close it. Guy's going to have to fold that one up. Look what I do. That was it. I'm done. I'm already done. I got this in my door. I'm already going to my meeting. I'm going to the store. I'm going to wherever I'm going. It's that fast to do. Hey, you know what one of the other things that drives me crazy is with these? Oh, by the way, we haven't even talked about this yet. When you look at this, how it fills that windshield so completely, it's going to bring that temperature down by 30 degrees, up to 30 degrees in the vehicle, okay? So just think about that. 30 degrees cooler every time you get in. Here's the other thing. Ultraviolet rays. It blocks 99.9% of the UV rays. Why? Because the coating on this, on the front of this, like we said before, it's not aluminum foil. It's nylon and titanium. Yeah. Titanium is woven into this. So that's why it's going to keep the UV rays out. Now here's why that's important though. And I know you've seen this. When you get too much ultraviolet rays hitting inside your car, it's going to break down the dashboard. It's going to break down the steering wheel. It's going to break down your seats. That's not going to happen with the Brella Shade. And that's why it's so important that you have a sunshade that you will use every time. And that's what you will with this one.
How many of you have driven around and seen a car that the headlights are all faded?
Yep.
What do you think that comes from?
Yep.
That comes from the sun.
The UV.
All right? And guess what? The inside of your car is a vinyl material.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
Right there. You may have leather seats. And by the way, it'll fade leather seats as well if you let the sun in there. And that is where, realistically, the reason I got a Brella Shade was not even so much for me.
Yeah.
I've got a car that I want to protect.
Yes,
because I may have to sell that car again someday.
It's a huge investment.
So you're getting protection for your car. You're getting protection for you. And by the way, it's already 85 degrees here, which isn't bad because the humidity is low.
Yeah.
In another month, it's going to be 95 degrees, and the sun's going to be hot. And I don't know. We do a lot of swimming here, and I don't know how many of you have gotten into a car, ladies with a pair of shorts on or a bathing suit, or guys with your shorts, and singed and burned the heck out of your backside or your legs.
Yep.
Guess what? That's the sun. And boy, your body cannot handle sitting on 130 degrees.
No, it won't let you.
No, and this is going to cut down that temperature in your car by at least 30 degrees. That's the difference between 100 and 70 degrees, all right? So, and you're protecting your car as well. By the way, it has a little strip at the top where your rear view mirror will go in.
Yes.
And the new design I like better because it's easier.
It doesn't have the handle.
It's easier to stand up.
You know why? That picture right there that we just saw, that piece of video right there?
Yeah.
A lot of cars now have the giant touch screens right on the dashboard.
Yeah, I do.
I do too. And so this way it avoids, like that one, it avoids that. The handle was starting to get in the way, so we said, you know what, we don't even need the handle. Let's get rid of that. Now, the other thing that this allows you to do, and by the way, I'm going to show you guys real quick. That's the hook and loop we were talking about right here. I don't know if the glare is so bad you can't see that, but there's hook and loop right here so that you can actually, see that? Get it around your rearview mirror, so you don't need to worry about that. Any vehicle, any size, truck, car, pickup, it doesn't matter. Now, I want to show you another feature that I think why I like it for my truck. So I mentioned I've got that full-size windshield, right? If I put my arms out as long as I can, remember, if I'm in the driver's seat, really I can only extend my right arm. Right. I can't reach the far side.
You need me.
I need Guy to help me get this across to the other side. If you let go of your side, go ahead. Look what happens. It just falls down. Watch this with the Brella Shade, though. They thought about this. Ba-boom. I got that fiberglass frame in here. One hand, guys. I can put this anywhere that I want to in there, and it makes it so easy to do. By the way, if we didn't have this nice sunshade,
we'd be, in a pinch.
In a pinch.
You have an umbrella.
It could be for you, too.
That you could use.
Yeah.
Guys, get this. We're very busy. I know already hundreds of, look, we've got 500 people that have already picked it up.
Oh, fantastic.
It is just going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. And you know who buys this? Smart people that are like, listen, I'm sick and tired of getting into a hot car. I've got pets. I've got groceries in there. I mean, think about it. You go into a public supermarket here in Florida, and you're in there for 45 minutes. Your car is going to go from 65 with the AC on to 95 in probably 30 minutes. Yeah. And then you're taking groceries and putting them in a 95-degree car. And by the way, that sun that comes through the front radiates all the way to the back of the car.
All the way. Speaking of which, I'm glad you just said that. There are people out there, our customers are so smart. I'm talking about how you could use this in your front windshield, and somebody says to me, you know, Lou, I've got a back window too, because they drive a sedan. And they're like, I bought two, and I just let it sit there, and it blocks that too, because that can also be affected by the UV rays of the sun, not to mention the tops of the back seats from that sunlight coming in there. So it's perfect for that as well. Now, you live probably about the same distance from here as I do. Yeah. So it probably takes you like 25, 30 minutes to get here some days. Yep. All right, okay. How many times have you got in your car, and it was so hot that just as you're turning in the guard gate, it starts to cool down?
Finally.
Not going to happen with the Brella Shade, because you're going to get in. Remember, it's already going to be 30 degrees cooler when you get in there. So right away, you're feeling nice inside your vehicle, not sweating half the way.
Here's what we're showing you. So you go from 123 to 93. All right. This is real stuff. And look at the interior of the car. The one on the right, red, yellow, which is and pink, which is showing heat.
That's hot.
Blue is cool, right? And look at the difference. I mean, that is the best demonstration I can tell you. Also, I like that it blocks out visual contact into the car.
Yeah, so people can't look at your stuff.
Right, and people can't look at your stuff. And a lot of people will look at your car and they'll come over here to the front and they may go to the side, but at least the front of the car is going to be protected. And you may also have things like laptops.
Oh, yeah.
Which you don't want. Your phone.
Yeah,
You don't want your phone. You ever get into your car and your phone says will not work because it's overheated?
Yeah, because it's overheated.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And the Brella Shade's going to block that. So get one for every vehicle. Every vehicle in your household, you should be carrying one of these. By the way, these travel well too. So if you're somebody that's a road warrior, you're out on the road all the time, working, you know, take one of these with you, put it in the rent-a-car, because it fits any size windshield. So it doesn't matter what you're renting, but it's the same thing. You know, I know you don't really care about what happens to the interior in a rent-a-car, but it's the whole thing about the heat when you get in there, especially if you're like in Arizona or one of those places.
And I finally bought a car.
Yeah.
I'm not leasing a car anymore.
Oh, you did?
Now, after the nightmare with the flooding and the hurricane, I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy a car and make sure I take good care of it.
Yeah.
So it's an investment for me. So the interior and all that, and the condition basically of the car, because everything that is overheated in your car eventually will denigrate.
Yes.
It'll start to crumble. And I'm talking the seats, I'm talking the carpeting, I'm talking the seat belts, everything, because heat literally destroys things, right? And if you want to stay cool and you have an umbrella just in case it starts raining, double duty, close to 700, already gone. I've got about a minute left for you to pick it up. But Lou, I don't know how people go without these.
You know what? I don't either. And I'll tell you something. I've tried all kinds of sunshades in my life. This is the one that I find myself using consistently. It's the only one I've ever had that I use every time I get in or get out of my vehicle. I absolutely love it.
$21.95 is our sale price. It'll be the best $21.95 you've spent all year.
Yes, sir.
And remember, you get a brand new HSN credit card, you can get this almost for free. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have the coolest ever way to display your flowers. It's called the Flower Tower with my good buddy Lorna Coe. Stick around.